All right, so what I'm going to make here is stuffed mushrooms. And I just finished making a seafood salad. It's going to be in a separate video. And I'm going to stuff the seafood salad, except modified, to go into these mushrooms. I got them for $5, and they're really nice. And, you know, they're nice. You know, look at the size of... That's a nice mushroom to stuff. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bust the stem out of these, and that'll give me a place to stuff. And I'm going to throw them in the food processor, and that's going to get mixed in with that seafood salad that I made. So these are going to be seafood stuffed mushrooms, and you could do, you could stuff mushrooms with pretty much like anything. I've done them with just straight vegetables. I've done them with ground beef, ground pork. Seafood is my favorite, especially anchovy. In fact, I know I'm not going to be able to use all of these, so probably maybe tomorrow I'll do a batch stuff with anchovy. All right, so there's the stems in the little food processor here. And then I had a quarter of an onion that I had chopped up, and I'm going to chop that in here. And then I'm going to add some Italian breadcrumbs, olive oil, and then the seafood salad. All right, so I didn't have any, believe it or not, Italian breadcrumbs made, because, you know, I don't know if you watch me on a regular basis, I always make my own breadcrumbs. So here is some just plain breadcrumbs. And then I'm going to have to add the seasoning to it. All right, so I already have an onion in there. So a little bit of crushed red pepper. A little bit of salt. Black pepper. And I don't have any fresh parsley, so dry will have to do. All right, here's some cream cheese. I don't know how much that is, just a pretty good slab. All right, I had to throw that in the microwave for a minute because the cream cheese was really cold, and I needed it pasty. So you can see, all I did was just heat it up a little bit, and it's nice and pasty. And now I'm going to add the little bit of the seafood salad. So here's the seafood salad that I just made, and then, like I said, this is going to be in a different video. So a couple of good scoops of this. All right. I'm going to overstuff these. Maybe I can jam all of this in here. I don't know. Maybe. That's a lot of stuffing in here. There you go. All right, here is these. I didn't cut the bottom of the mushroom, so they're pretty wobbly. So I really can't hold it up good. But the last thing that's going on it is going to be, oh, this one's going all over. Some Parmesan cheese on top. All right, that's that. Now into the toaster oven, that toaster convection oven thing I use all the time, so I don't have to heat the whole kitchen up. Probably maybe 15 minutes. Everything is already cooked except the mushrooms. I want the mushrooms to get a little bit soft. But everything else in here is already done. All right, here they are. They smell done. There's a lot of nice juice in there. I hope I can get to that to pour on top, because you know that's going to taste really good. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. I don't have much room here. This is a pretty nice Sauvignon Blanc. Real fruity. Should go good with this, I think. All right. Let's give this a try. I've done a lot of mushrooms before, stuffed mushrooms with, you know, different things. I've never done this exact recipe. In fact, most of the things I cook, it's always a little different each time I do it. That is really good. And that's perfect with it. Ah, it's a good one.